So we are quite early to the allotment this morning. So you could see there's weeds and stuff around. We'll try as much as possible to clear this within the next 2 or 3 months, right before December. Everything should be looking nice and dandy. So this is how my plots usually looks. There's a wood chips. So the ground, it's all wood chips. You can see how they've broken down in there. So all the while we've been recording this season, we've had wood chips on the ground, and some of this weed just creep on them. Haven't had the time to clean it up, but I would. This is my first. I'll call it my first plant in the allotment. It's a gooseberry. Stays at this end. I'm gonna cut it back. I haven't done that. Quite late now, but well, not too late, but I'm gonna cut it back anyways. And that's my compost bin, and that extends. And I've got apple trees here. I'll be taking some harvests, but you could see that the apples are quite small. There's some good sized ones, but majority of them are quite small. And the worst thing is they got some form of infection. I think a skin. It doesn't really go too deep. It's just mainly on the surface. I think it's apple scabs they call it. So I didn't eat much of it, but I ate a few and they were sweet, quite nice. So next season I will take good care of them and ensure we don't get these apple scabs. Loads of harvest, a good cropper. That's it right up there. So all the weed, everything, I'll try in the next 2 months to be taking them all off. This one, it's a good apple. I'm going to take it all off, and I think it's quite ripe. They're quite ripe. I've been eating them time to time, so I'll take loads of it. So that's the apple. This is a bed I've covered for the whole season. I'm going to open it up. Seems like there's weeds on them, but it's not. Those are superficial weeds, I'll say. It's kind of surface. It doesn't really run deep. So I'll clean this up and get it set for next growing season. Pick all this rubbish out of here. Trim all this. I won't do the trimming today though, but I'll pick up this ones in the middle and clear the parts. There's supposed to be a part here. This one is wood chipped, and the one here is actually slabs. So I'm gonna clear this rubbish off here so we could get the work parts cleared. And that's the greenhouse over there. That's another apple tree, and that's where I have my blackberries and raspberry right at the end there. I'll be cutting some of them back today too. I have my black currants there. I'm gonna cut some of them. Yeah, the shed area, I'm gonna clear a bit around it too. Maybe not today, but it starts from today. The clearing starts from today. Some last harvest to take, which will be major, because I still have potatoes in the ground. I'll dig them all up. It's late now for them. I don't want slugs eating the rest. The ones I got earlier had slug damage. And this bed have been a challenge for me since I ever took this plots. There is a big tree trunk, or rather, sorry, there's a big tree root that goes through it, and that's it there. You see that this guy keeps draining the nutrients in here. But I did plant loads of things. Planted seeds, flower seeds. There are bulbs in here, tulip bulbs, daffodil, and it's just a challenge. It's just a challenge for things to grow. So this year I then left them thinking maybe they would grow just to see what happens. They didn't really grow, apart from a few of these flowers I got over here, which is dead now. Nothing really came out from all the seeds I've been pouring in here, wildflower seeds and all. So my plan this year, before the next season, is to dig it all up. So I'm gonna dig this whole place. Because I have daffodils and tulip bulbs in here. I'm going to dig it out and get them set for next year. So that's how it looks from this other end. That's the whole half plots, which I need to clear up. That's my shed, and that's the back. Should I call it back now? Front of the shed, not looking too nice. I'll clear that also. And this is my first half plot. This was the plot I got at first in 2020, 2021, 20, I think so. About 2021, 2022 or so, not so sure now, I got this plot. And I've been here since. Okay, so I'll take you now to the other plots, just to show you the entirety of the plot, and then we'll start, harvesting things and clearing up as much as possible starting today. So my first plot I just showed you, it's over here. The second one is there, just where the second polytunnel is. So just counted, it's about 30 steps. So that's what I do every day, do some walk over here, and I walk over the other way, do some walk over here, walk over the other way, do some walk over there, walk back this way. And it's not too much stressful. I would have liked it to be in one place, but I've got different things at different ends, right? I've got different things at different points, so I can't move, for instance, the polytunnel over the other way. It's too much work. Or bring the greenhouse from there this way. So yeah, that's what's going on. But that's the front of my second plot. Again, fully wood chipped, so you see the weed on them. That's just surface thin. Once I'm ready and I start going, it's all wood chipped. So that's the front. It's like a jungle now because I haven't touched it. Then we come in here, that's the path right in. First thing you see is the bed where we grew our callaloo. Have some potatoes in here I'm going to take out today. Those are potatoes there. There's a potato dying back over there. And there's a few others around. The corn I left behind thinking maybe they might grow to something. Nah, they were all dead after another, I think, 3 weeks of harvesting. They never amounted to anything. So the small ones we left at the side saying, let's see what happens. They're still there. You could see that's one of them there, right? Took it out just to see. It's rubbish. Nothing there at all. You can see, just rubbish. That's another bed over there. Again, here seems like there's weeds everywhere. Yes, these are creeping. I think it's butter. I'm not sure if it's buttercup they call this weed, but it creeps about a lot. But all here is wood chipped also. It's wood chipped. It's not just bare ground. But I need to clear the weeds off soon. And we have another set of corn here, which I left to see if anything would happen. Let me go closer so you get a good look. See that one? It's rotting now. Just gonna take it off. It's nothing there. Let me show you one over here that looked promising then, but it's nothing. That's it. You can see there's nothing in it. See? There's nothing in there. Well, let's carry on with looking at the plots. That's another bed filled with weed we need to get off. I don't know if something's wrong with this bed. It hardly grows me anything. Some flowers do well, but any other thing I put in here, I've put in potatoes, I've put in some nice other flowers and flower bulbs. They never became anything, so I don't know. I'll clear up. I've put a lot of compost in, but it still doesn't work. Home allotment made composts, store-bought composts, old spent composts, they've all done nothing, but we'll see. And I have the fruit cage in here. I always call it bed cage, but I've got a fruit cage in here and it has my blueberries in them. Lovely. Again, weeds around, but these weeds are just on the surface. I'll start clearing them soon. Come this way. We have this bed. I took out some strawberries were here, also onions if you believe. So onions was also here that I took out, but it's yeah, it needs to be cleared again now. I've left them for quite a while. Oh, and this guy, the blackberry, I need to start cutting them back. I think I've started already. Look that way. This bed we had potatoes, we've taken it off. That other bed I had something that never grew. Was it? I think it was shallots. So they're like onions. Didn't work well. On this side of the polytunnel, loads of weeds this time around, but I'll try to clear them. Again, there's wood chips underneath, but I've left them quite a while and it's just become a mess. And that's the back of the polytunnel. One of my posts fallen down, and that's my loganberry. I haven't trimmed off the old, what do I call them, sticks, yeah, old sticks that fruited this year. I wanted to do it before I had this damage, and I haven't been able to rectify the damage. I would try to before next growing season. I might even take out the loganberry. My kids don't like it too much. They feel it's too seedy, so no one's really eating it. And then we come to the glorious polytunnel that's still doing well. I always like coming through this end because there's more space here than the other side. Yeah, when I came here briefly yesterday, but what I then noticed was this I start mixing this up again. Is it bell or bell pepper? Bell pepper seemed like it's gotten what do they call that thing? Blight, right? I was looking out for the tomatoes not to get blight and the potatoes, but it seemed like this one got blight first. That's where I cut it off. There was a bigger one right up this way, and it was nasty. It was really gotten, so I've thrown it away. Every other thing looks fine, but what I saw was there's this, you know, this like powder like stuff on the leaves of this plant, so I'm not going to leave it anymore. I think I've got good enough crop from this plant. It's better than any year. I've never had this, so we've used about 4 already from this bell pepper. I think I have about 4 or 5 here again, so that's one. Those are 2 down there. There's one more over there. Sorry, is it over there? So I'm going to take them all off. I was leaving them to, you know, see if it's going to change color, but no, I think these ones are just green ones. So I'm content with what I've gotten from this, and to stop any disease spreading to the, might be late now already, but to spread it to stop it spreading quite fast, I'm gonna take this bell pepper off today, unfortunately, and it's the only one I've got, the only bell pepper, but it has to go. So the bell pepper goes, and the tomatoes, I've lost a few too, not from blight, but because I left them too long. Like that one I had last week when I did the melon stuff. I showed you that, right? Seemed it split at the bottom, and it's now got some, I think, fungal stuff or whatever, mold. It's got molds in it, right? Because it's quite damp in here now. So I'm gonna throw it away, cut it off, throw it away. Okay. Well, we've got some other nice things around that we'll pick. As usual, this beautiful brandy wine. The tomato is always nice, pink. It's pinkish in color, so it's always it's catchy. And I've got potatoes. Why am I saying potatoes? Potatoes. I've got potatoes in here, which I'm gonna probably take off, maybe if not today, next week. Cucumbers are there. Other stuffs are here. Called the Booth, Costoluto, Mamand. Look at those lovely Mamand hiding there. Don't know if we could get in some more. Yeah, a 9. So I'll be harvesting all those, and the chilies are coming good. Well, also this one also is fine. Could see that they'll be coming off today. Look at that one, huge. I showed you that last time. This is not going to go red. I think I'll take it this way. Probably that's the color. Maybe if I leave it longer, it changes very red, but I'll take it now as it's dark orange, and that'll be good. We've got Look at those, my man. Let's go around the other side and see what's going on. We go around the other side. Look at these chilies. They're all red. Well, not all of them, but loads of red ones now, right? The chili is, it's a cropper. It's a cropper. With all it's got, it's still giving this much. Look at those, my man. Lovely. Taking them off today. Yeah, we've still got some of these cherries. I'll pick some of them off, trim them back, and we'll be good. So we also have cucumbers here, which I'll take. Some more cucumbers all around. And this is the state of my plot and my polytunnel. I didn't show you inside the greenhouse, but that's where we're going to start from today. So I'm going to go into the greenhouse and then we will start clearing up. The compost bin, I have one fully covered and it looks good, looks okay, but this other one I've not been able to cover it because I don't know if it's bees or wasps that's in it. So I'm being careful anytime I go close to make sure I don't get anything stinging me. I can't turn the compost. I can't do anything on it. I can't cover it because they just keep moving all about. So I'm hoping it gets colder at some point. You know, when it gets to winter, the cold kills them off, and then I can turn it properly. Look to if there's I don't know what I need to do anyways. I need something to chase them away, but I don't know what it is. If you do know, please do put it in the comments so I can you know, put whatever I need to pour over there. That's organic though. It has to be organic. I'm not going to put chemicals in there. If there are plants, you know, I could put there that would push them away. You know, let me know, please. I would really appreciate that. We've come into the greenhouse, and I just want to show you the state of affairs in here. And these were the ones I left last week. They look quite okay now. I'm gonna leave them some more. I'll take two, for my allotments neighbor wants one of this, so I'll leave two. We've got four that are ripe enough to harvest. I don't want them splitting any further, so I'll take my two. I'll go use them. I'm not saving the seeds. I've got the seeds, and I'll leave the other two for him. Hope he comes in today to grab them. And the Roma are okay now. I think these are the lasts for this particular Roma in here. It's quite red. It's doing well. So yeah, I don't harvest quite, I mean, I don't stop my growing season quite early. I let it grow. There's still a lot we could get from these plants, and there's no blight in here. Fingers crossed, touch wood, hope to God and all, nothing comes in here, but there is still a lot I would get from this plants. So I don't end my season quite early. I would manage the plants, you know, cut off things that are dying back too much, cut off things that look diseased. For instance, this particular one that has this lovely fruits here, right, that are splitting. If you look up this way, you'll see the leaves are not too healthy. The leaves are not too healthy. Let me go forward a bit. Hope it maintains focus. Yeah, the leaves are not too healthy. So I'll cut some of these leaves off. The top had um, stalks that were about to give flowers, but it's too late for it now. The cold is killing everything. So I will cut this back, but I won't dig out the whole plant. I'll take the fruits and, oh no, this particular one, I will dig out this plant. But if it had other healthy parts in it and is still thriving, I would have left it. But there is no small, you know, tomatoes anywhere that would become something else. I now have just this 4 ripe ones and those 2 down there, one about to turn, the other one still green. So I would leave them on. I would take this 4, I would take 2 off, leave 2 on, cut that top. This one is a good example. It's still green and we have small fruits here. I'm going to leave those fruits. The small ones won't get very big, but the one that's already big, right, that's one in the middle, would get bigger. And when it gets bigger, I'll take it home, keep it in keep it to ripen indoors. That's the same plant with that big green one, right? So why end it when you could still get harvest from this stuff? That's another one there, right? And there's a few over there too. So I'll leave them. I'll trim off excesses now. This is the time to trim off things. And I'm only trimming them off because it got cold quite early this year. Probably because we had good good sun during the summer. So it's quite cold. From the beginning of September, it was just, we just knew, yeah, the weather's turned and it didn't turn back. It's been like that since. Maybe 1 or 2 days of sun, but majority of the days have been either rain or gray or it's cold basically. So most of this plant died, and that's the reason that's what killed off the small watermelon that was here. It just became cold and it won't survive. Melon goes very early. I've got chilies in here doing well. We'll show that last time. We'll pick some of that harvest. I've got kale in this bucket. This particular kale is called kovu. I think in Zimbabwe or so they use this a lot, and it was given to me by my Zimbabwean neighbor, if I pronounce that well. I know they like calling themselves Zims. So yeah, my Zims neighbor gave me that, and yeah, thank you very much. It's doing well, and that's still the same kale here, doing well. And this particular kale is very, very hardy. And I checked the nutritional content. It has more of almost everything than my good friend over here. This kale is called I've forgotten the name again. I remember last time oh my god. Cavolo Nero. This is Cavolo Nero. Sometimes called Tuscany kale also, and sometimes called dinosaur kale because of the way, I think, the way it looks, right? Lovely. But anyways, it's also a good kale. This one, if you leave it outside, won't survive a heavy winter, so where there's loads of ice falling and all snow, everything. But this one would. I know because I've seen my neighbor keep his outside over seasons, like 2 or 3 seasons now, and they're still growing. They grow very tall. They become like almost like trees. Not giant trees though, but you can get what I mean. Let's start the work, guys. I think we need to start harvesting and clearing now and cutting things. So that's the plan for today, and I'll keep you updated. As usual, at the end of the video, I would have the harvest to show. I try to do that as a form of inspiration to say there's an easy way for you to grow, vegetables that doesn't need you spending too much money, that doesn't need you stressing so much, but at the same time gives you a good crop. It's woodwork, right? There's loads of advice out there on how to do things, but I tell you, if you don't start, you won't know what's going to work for you. We're all in different climates, and we all have different growing medium and all that. You just have to keep trying things, and once you spot what works for you, you just run with it. You just run with it. Not every time you have successes, but don't see things as failures. Really see them as learning opportunity. You try something, it fails, you now know that that won't work. You move on to the next, or you tweak something else, and you just keep going from there. So let's get working. We've done a bit of talking this morning, and I'll keep you guys updated. So this plant I'll take off. So it's a bush tomato, Roma. It's giving me all it can. It doesn't have any flowers with fruit forming. This flower is not going to get me any fruit. It's not going to, be able. I'm going to leave only things that have fruits already growing. And because it's a big tomato, medium-sized tomato, even if it forms a fruit, it won't become anything. So basically, it's okay to take something like this off at this point in time in a growing season like we have in the UK. But for those in warmer climates, you don't need to do this. Just let it keep going. Let it keep going. You're gonna get more fruit from it. But basically, with ours in the UK, it's gonna get colder and colder, and it's only just gonna kill the fruits. However, I just noticed something. I killed the plant too early. There was one that would have turned. Didn't see that. Didn't spot that early. But not the end of the world. I'll take it home, and it's gonna ripen at home. This chili, I don't like the way that leaf is looking like it's diseased, so cut that off. Pick that. There's this one's I always forget this name. Cavolo Nero. Small Cavolo Nero. I pick it off and then it grows bigger. Don't know why they do that. If you leave them for a long time, they don't give you anything. They give you something, but the leaves are small. But if you start picking them, you discover that they become aggressive. You pick the leaves, it gives you bigger ones. Next time you come, you pick again, it gives you bigger one the next time you come, and it keeps growing bigger and longer, taller. Yeah, this one didn't become anything. Kind of rotted. I don't know what happened. One of the ones I transplanted, it was growing, but then it just started rotting. I don't know why. The other ones I've transplanted are okay. Just that one. So I've picked off some of the... Oh no, there's some here. Let's grab this one here. Okay. Just break off some. Yeah, we've got something in here munching them. Yeah, you can see that one. Fully munched. Caterpillar, that's the culprit. Can you see the guy that's been munching on my kale? I'm gonna take it off. Let me just keep picking first. Grab this, grab that, grab that one. So when I pick the kale, pick it from the sides. You don't want to kill the plant. You want the plant to be able to give you more leaves, right? So if you cut it from the stem, it's going to grow back, but it will take time. So the way to pick it is just break off the leaves off the stem. Yeah, I don't know if you saw the guy that's eating. Yeah, let's zoom in so you see that's the culprits. So we're gonna take him off. Okay. Hello, young man. Sorry, no more food for you. We'll go put you in the compost bin. Eat things in the compost, please. You would have seen this also, but I probably didn't mention that the chilies are really ripe. There's one from the back. You see the one that's fully red, but they're turning. We've seen this one loads of times. This one of the first ones to get ripe, and this one here, it's not ripe yet, but we've got loads at the bottom. Yeah, I can see some leaves that don't look nice. I think this one's gonna get blight also. But anyways, We're making progress. We are making progress. We're getting to the end of the season. We grab as much as we can. Now I want to look at the apples. That's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to take out potatoes today too. But let's see how this apples are doing. Now for the apples, how we want to harvest this is push the apple up, you know, cup it in your hand, push it up and see if it drops off. If it drops off, it's fully ready. If it doesn't, maybe you want to wait some more time. Although I have been eating mine for the past 2 weeks or so, or maybe even 4. So what I do is I have a taste, and I see how sweet it is, and that tells me if it's ready or not. And also if it goes out easy. So we're supposed to push it in, and then it's supposed to come off. But the problem with this one, unlike the other ones you see, it's quite, would I call it stubby? So you try to push it in, but there's nothing to push it into too. So this is what I mean, right? Can you see that short, that stem, what I call it stem now, that feeds the apple, right? How short it is. So you push it in, it does nothing. Where do you want to push it into? It's quite. Look at this one too. Push. It's not where to push anything into. You know, say you push it up, push it back, it should give way. Oh yeah, that's it though. I think you have to do a little bit of pull. That one went off when I pulled it a bit. So if I raise it up like so, it goes off. I think that's the trick. So let's start getting this all off. And yeah, it's loads of apples. I would go share with my neighbors and friends. There's just so much for only me and my family. And the funny thing is, my kids, yeah, struggle with them with apples. They're not a fan. They're not a fan of apples. I try to get them to eat it, but they're not a fan. So it's usually me and my wife that eats the apples. But then my wife is also fussy with the apple. She tells you it's not as ripe as it should be. And then I tell her, the one you buy in the stores is not even close to this. So what's the matter? What's the issue, right? This one's way better than those. So why not eat this one that's ripe? Oh no, it's not ripe. I'm like, the ones you eat in the stores, they take them before they're ripe. And then they keep it, and then you take it and you're happy with that one. I'm giving you fresh organic apple and you don't want it. So, I know this thing is ripe. And even when I was eating them, I could see inside the apple, you see the seeds are dark, meaning it's ripe, and it tastes fine. It tastes nice, but maybe I suspect maybe it's not too much of a dessert apple, so it's not really too sweet. Yeah, it comes off easy. Already I've got more than 10 in there. I'll just keep going, guys. I'll show you what I get at the end. Already 22 in there, give or take, plus or minus 2, just in case we miss something or we've counted something twice. But see, oh, this one, oh, that's bad. This one's been eating, so don't know, the birds got into it. Then this is a wood louse, they call it. I don't know the name of this insect. Let me bring it closer. Yeah, they're in there. So this one, no good. Throw it into the compost bin. There you go. Good throw. Okay, and there's some small ones here, which I'm just gonna throw away. Yeah, they look bad also. How come I didn't see these things before? You know, I had the small rubbish ones. Yeah, look at the small rubbish ones. Small. There's more of them in there. Okay. They're too small. Compared to the others, they're too small. So I'll throw them away. Definitely throw them away. So we've got about 25 apples from this tree. And there's one I'm leaving because it didn't come off. Let me try again. Or maybe I just take it off. I don't know why I'm leaving it. It's just one. If everything's come off, you two just come off. So got maybe like 25 apples in there just from this small tree, and I've been eating off it all this while. So that's one set of apple done. I need to go get the other set of apple. I want to also quickly show you guys what I was saying about the wasps. Like, look at that. I threw some apples there. You can see how they're all flying and buzzing around there. So I can't touch this compost bin for a while. Okay. I'm not sure I'm gonna get any fig anymore. Oh, I lie. There is one fig here. Look at that. It's hiding at the bottom. It's hiding over there. Oh, and it splits. Oh man. It wasn't very ripe and then it splits. Oh man. I'm gonna eat it anyways. I think maybe I'll throw it away. I'll throw it away. It's opened already. Just in case anything's been eating it. Okay, so we go to the next apple tree. This one, wow, is sweet. When I go to the stores, I always buy gala apple. Always. But this apple, yeah, it's quite juicy and sweet. I'll take this apple any day over gala apples, and they are huge. Really, really huge. So let's grab some apples again. Someone told me about making the app. It's not cider. Forgotten the name they called it. Well, I'll try to ferment some of it. But if you're growing apples, so if apple growing a region, you should know it gets to a point you definitely have to cover your plants. If you don't cover your apple tree, the birds will get them. And I've got a few that the birds already eating, but I took those ones off, or some of them off, and then I focused on, you know, just getting my harvest. And you would see there's a lot that we would get from this. Watch, we'll do the same thing, just push up a bit and it should come off. Yeah, that didn't come off. Oh, this one did. That last one didn't come off as much as I expect, but it's all right. Coming off anyways, that's the main thing. So that's it's like this was also a good cropper. I think we would get nothing. And I've eaten more of this one than the other one because this one is very sweet. So maybe I've eaten maybe like 10 or 15 already, and I believe we will get maybe like between 15 and 20. Let's push a bit. I don't know if I should leave some of this one because it's making a snap sound instead of just coming off easily. It's a bit of a snap, so maybe another week or two. So I'll push it up. Yeah, this one's okay. I'll still wrap this one. I won't take all of this one. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this back. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 left behind, and I've got 9 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So that's it for the apple harvest today. The next thing will be to get out my potatoes in the ground. Once I get those potatoes out, oh my goodness, today's potatoes. If I get out those potatoes out, I'll start clearing up, but I need to get them off now, and I need to change my shoe to my boots because I'll be digging. Okay, catch you in the potato dig outs. So there are 3 potatoes to dig, 3 sets. So that's one of the plants. It's died back enough. I think I should take it off now. The ground is quite wet, so if I don't take it off, the slugs will have it. That's the second one. That's the third one here, and I'm going to lose some of my callaloo. They're already struggling anyways, so while I dig, the callaloo would around this end would need to go off. And there might be one more potato right at the back there where the corn is, but I'm not sure. But definitely these three are going, and I'll do that right away. Let's get digging. So when we grew the other one, we had several that weren't looking too big, but this particular ground, this bed, I know I took care of it very well. And although the potatoes in here are volunteer potatoes, meaning I didn't plant them as part of this season's fruits, or rather vegetables, I had rather crops. I didn't plant them as this year's crops, but I left them in from last year. You know, where you leave like one or two that you forgot to pick up, or you weren't able to get them, it turned into this. But because the soil, you could see how nice they are. This came from mainly, before I took over the plot, mainly cow manure, and so cow dung kept over time, allowed to rot and put on the bed. Then after that, I have been topping it up with my own compost, and it's doing well. You could see how good it looks. So I'm sure we would get big potatoes here. You can see one already, and I know there will be more, because all the times when I grew sapomira, mainly on that bed where we have the corn now, just in front there, that's where I usually grow my potatoes, but I didn't do it this year. That's hence the reason why there are two in there. But I know I always get big, huge crops. And again, the good thing with let's see, let me before I comment any further, maybe there are holes in here, but it doesn't look too deep, right? So sapomira again holds its own against slugs. Most times they do get it sometimes, but most time it holds its own against slugs and is it wireworm they call it. Look how big they are. This is good. It's a good crop. Just only two. I haven't finished digging yet. I believe I'm gonna get maybe like 4 or 5, at least 4 big ones. You can see how good the soil is. Don't know if you could see the worm also moving about. Maybe not. That's it. That's the one there. The corner. It's quite a rich soil. But this growing medium, that's the one. But this growing medium is all made from, you know, organic materials. Mainly this, I didn't even put blood, fish and bone. I can't remember putting blood, fish and bone on this bed. I had onions here earlier, but they didn't do too well. You can see some of them trying to regrow. Some of them didn't just even become anything. But I'm being conscious with this harvest because I know there are loads of them in here. See, there's another onions that didn't grow. I don't want to cut the potatoes. Look at this again. Another big one. A few holes on this one. Tiny holes. But even if there are holes in this sapomira, right, because of the size and how big it is, by the time you then cut off those parts that maybe there's slug damage, you still have a good crop that you could eat. That's the good thing with this sapomira. So I'm going to carry on digging and stop recording at this point because my battery is running down. So I'll stop it so I'll be able to show you the harvest at the end of everything. Catch you later. This one's gone. Totally gone. Never seen it that bad before. First time ever. Really messed it up. Nothing. That's it. I think that's it, guys. The biggest one, which was a sapomira, I think got by the slugs. It was gotten by the slugs, and they really did a number on that one. That's the only sapomira I've ever seen that way. I bet if there was a lighter colored one, so like the white ones, white potatoes, they would have gone next to that. They would have gone for that before the sapomira. But anyways, that's the one. We lost. A bit out of breath, but I'm alright. And that's what we have in the container. Some on the floor. I'm gonna pick them up, put them in. But that's it, guys. That's the harvest for the potato. Good harvest, good size, and the good thing is most of them weren't really gotten by the slugs. Maybe a few holes here and there, but generally it's good. I only had 2 bad ones. Not thrown away one. Oh yeah, that's the end of the other one. So I have that one. I have this one and this other one. But this one wasn't too bad though. It's green, so I'm throwing it away for that reason. So that's it, guys. That's the potato harvest. So guys, you know how I said I'm gonna do a lot of cleanup? Yeah, unfortunately that didn't happen. Focus was then on clearing things because I discovered that there was blight in the polytunnel, and the blight was beyond the peppers. So I'm just going to show you guys my harvest for today. That's it. Mainly the apples and the potatoes. I got loads of leaves. It's down there, kale leaves, and cucumber, green pepper, chilies, tomatoes, and some unripe ones. Got some unripe ones, so I was clearing, things were falling off. So I just pop them in the bag and I'll take them home and they'll ripen at home. That's the way. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I wasn't able to show you guys as much as I would have loved to and what I had planned, but I've run out of time, guys, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.